Hello, 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 and welcome to the Vanishing of Ethan Carter Redux, or Redo, for those of you who take French and know that you just have to ignore all those silly X's. Basically, this is a version of Ethan Carter that has been updated, and glitches and bugs fixed, and parts of the gameplay fixed that they got feedback from their audiences where they were just like, you know, this part is really boring, or this part was too exhausting, and what about that save mechanic? And so they were like, okay, and here's this version of the game, totally free for those of you who've already bought it. So I'm going to be playing this one because it should ostensibly be better. And here we go. Ooh, finally we have some sound. This game is a narrative experience that does not hold your hand. No tutorials here. Oh, go Mom. Okay.
Ethan Carter, I didn't know. But he knew who I was. When the police won't help you and the priests don't believe you, you call on Paul Prospero. You call on me.
Okay, so we are Paul Prospero.
Like Ethan, you're right. Plenty do.
Okay.
Ethan's letter started out just like any other fan mail. But soon there were mentions of things no little boy should know about. There are places that exist that very few people can see.
Who are you? What do you
Could
do?
have drawn a map.
Are you a Ghostbuster?
I hadn't entered Red Creek Valley yet, but already I could feel its darkness reaching out for me. Finding Ethan Carter wasn't going to be as easy as knocking on his door. I was too late for that.
Okay.
To find Ethan, I had to figure out what this place was trying to hide from me.
Okay, so apparently we are Paul Bunion or something or other. We are a... Ooh, that's a little weird. Okay. I guess it has to do that with the high rendering and everything. Because look at the realistic graphics here. Look at the extent of this. This is amazing. And I mean, look at this. Look at that boulder. That's a nice boulder. But, yeah, I don't imagine many occupations where basically kids would write you fan mail. Oh shit. Are you fucking kidding me? Sense. What the fuck is this? What is that? What are we doing? Is he a medium? What is happening? I don't understand what I got out of that. It's a trap, and all I'm seeing is a bunch of grass at night. Maybe I need to complete more pieces of the puzzle before I can understand. I just saw a pretty path and I went down it, and suddenly things are trying to kill me already because I strayed off the path. Fuck that. Okay. So, what was I even thinking? Hi. So many traps, what the hell? Yeah, pieces of the puzzle coming together. Okay, I see. Okay. So apparently I have to go around finding all these different trap things. And trying not to get killed in the process. Which is dangerous, if that hasn't been. Look at this, though. It's so pretty. Huh. But I'm really glad that someone of so much notoriety as Paul Bunion decided that this one little kid who sent him fan letters was worth opening up an investigation. Surprised he doesn't have a camera crew, but I guess if he was like a real medium, those sort of things would be just like, pshaw. Don't mess with those things. It taints the business. Here we go. It's a little bit weird and sort of whooshy, the graphics. But, I guess that's just something we're gonna have to deal with. Because it's not like I can walk more slowly. But, yeah. Okay, I haven't run into any more traps, which is actually giving me a little bit more unease than if I had been actively running into traps. Let's see. It's so pretty. Okay, and we're back to the train tracks, which is good. And I'm kind of tempted to just walk back this way so I can see what's up. Okay. And we can walk pretty easily over debris in our path. It's not a major obstacle. That's nice to know. That's good to know. Okay. And so what's up? God, jump scares. Seriously, what is up with this? We're going to get the whole picture here pretty soon. Just, this is really bizarre. Really very bizarre. Okay, and that's the first trap we ran into. So, I'm going back this way and checking out over on this side. I mean, like, normally when you run into, like, a train tracks, you would follow the train tracks and everything, and I think that's sort of what the game developers intended for you to do. Oh, hi. Is to just follow the tracks, but this is interesting. This is very interesting. Alright, we're getting closer and closer to getting a full picture. Whatever that might entail. Let's see. What about that? That's just a boulder. It's just another really nice boulder. This is going to be a lot of walking around. This is going to be like half walking simulator. Just sort of like scouring the area. Hi. It's amazing we don't actually run into these things. They always set off just a little bit before. We got it! Okay. Okay. So now we're somewhere else entirely. Okay. It's a graveyard. Oh my gosh, all these human bones. Freaky. What the hell? What are you doing here? I don't know. No, that's not a cave. I'm not entirely sure where to go. All I know is there's wow, just look at that. And all the grass is dead around the bones too. This is freaky. And then what about this tree? This one tree in the middle of everything. Okay. Sap by Ethan Carter. An old man came to the forest every day to drink sap from the trees. To get there, the old man had to step around many dangerous traps. The villagers believed that this old man, you had it correct on the second one, had hidden a jade amulet in the forest. Ooh. But the old man wanted the villagers to believe this, because then they would search the forest for the treasures and not drink his sap. That's bizarre. One cool fall night, someone set fire to the forest, and the fire spread to the village. The old man escaped the fire by covering himself in sap. That doesn't make sense. Sap is flammable. When he returned to the village, he found all the villagers' bones. The old man sat down and cried. Then he found more sap to drink. That's bizarre. It sounds like the sort of story a little kid would come up with, but, I mean, oh, hey. He gave us a little picture, too. But if it were a true story...
I told you, you can't be here.
But Gramp, I wrote something for you.
That's real nice. Thank you. Just leave it. I'll read it later.
Okay, so there's a troubling relationship between Ethan Carter and his grandfather. Grandfather's dealing with something, could be in part depression. Sounds like that. And I don't want to walk off into the abyss down there. Oh, hey, another reed? Oh, the graveyard's gone. Where'd the graveyard go? It's a campfire now. And there are bottles of alcohol. One dead in house fire. Bayfield County fire damaged a historic home in Red Creek Valley Wednesday morning, according to officials from the Bayfield County Fire Department. A family of 6 was asleep when the blaze broke out at the remote house once owned by Albert Vandegrift by the Ogden Lake in the Red Creek Valley. Gail Carter, relation to Ethan Carter, 58, probably Gramps, was pronounced dead at the scene. Oh, remaining family members were able to escape. Carter's husband, Edwin, told investigators he may have fallen asleep with a lit cigarette in his hand. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, well, not awesome that he died, but I'm just like, yay, husband. Firefighters, ashes, okay. But that's mainly what we were meant to take out of it. And if we look at the next article next to it, it's President Nixon assured that the ongoing withdrawal of U.S. from the Republic of South Vietnam is nearly complete. So, September 28th, 1970-something. But we're in the Nixon presidency. That's our timeline. Or at least that's the year that Gramps died. And if Ethan's a kid, it can't be too long after that. After heated public hearing, no answers for Vandegrift heirs. Ooh, heirs? He's a landed boy. Members of the Vandegrift family again gathered in the Bayfield County Courthouse today to debate the fate of the Vandegrift fortune, which has remained in escrow since 1961. Family patriarch Albert died of the mine. After effects destroyed and severely economy. James Vandegrift, 38, of Chicago, argued that his father's demands were unreasonable, and that many Vandegrift family members have personal reasons for wanting to avoid living in Red Creek Valley on the Vandegrift estate. Huh. Bad family history? Perhaps supernatural hauntings? As stipulated in the elder Vandegrift's will, the recent fire in which the Vandegrift home was damaged, he said, only underlined his family's concerns. Since 1967, the Carter family has lived upon the former Vandegrift estate. Temporary caregivers. Okay. So, there are the Vandegrifts, and then there are the Carters. They could possibly be linked by marriage, but the Carters lived on the Vandegrift estate. And the Vandegrift estate nobody wants anything to do with for reasons as per yet undisclosed. So many more bottles of alcohol. What is up? Okay. What's this? And the cigarettes. Let's see, what is that? A Duro? I'm not sure if I recognize that brand. Let's see. Should I read this again? Okay. So, I read both of those article things. Is there anything else in here that you think is important, game? Or should I head back now? Okay, I'm gonna try heading down this path here, and that might take me out of whatever mental land this is. Because we didn't get here by an ordinary means, I know that much. I'm not seeing any other... Oh. That's weird. We're back at the train tracks. Okay, and is there anything else in the forest I need to look at? Because there was one particular clearing I hadn't really explored that much. Oh, what's over this way? Huh. Oh, a lake. A very pretty lake. Look at this. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, man. The graphics in this, they're just fantastic. What engine did they use? I don't think they used Unreal 3. And I remember reading about some other engine, but that was like in reference to Mass Effect Andromeda. Okay. I'll accept the argument that there's not anything necessarily of note back there. Bridge closed. Alright, let's follow the train tracks. How am I walking here? This is incredibly dangerous. Do I need to note anything of that?
Red Creek Valley. Seemed like a quiet, ordinary place. I've learned two things in my life. No place is truly quiet, and nowhere is really ordinary. Ethan warned me about that. Warned me not to be fooled by what I saw here. He didn't need to worry. I'd worked dozens of cases, hundreds. This would be my last one.
Sorry.
Already I knew that.
Really? Okay, that sounds ominous. Like, are you precognizant of things? Like, what's with that? And are you a detective or a ghostbuster? I'm not entirely sure. Are you a medium? Not entirely sure. And like, I don't know how we're walking on these planks. This is in too much disrepair. I would be terrified to walk across this. It's ridiculous. Huh. But anyways, train car. I don't know if I want to be on the tracks while we have a train car there, though obviously it's not exactly in use. Can I get in the train car and... Yes. Let me see things. Hi. Oh. I can drive it if I want. Turn off? What would I turn off? It's... Huh. And if I wanted to go back? Okay, so currently this is not turned on. There's no electricity to this. Or other fuel engine necessary stuff. But we might need to come back to this later during like an escape sequence or something. Like, I can very definitely see this being called back to later on if we're being chased by some demonic force. Let's see. Huh? Alright, the train tracks go on that way. But I want to explore off the tracks because that leads us to good things. What's this? What's that? Okay. So the map ends there. But what's on the path going the other direction? Okay. And so eventually they come together. And what's this? Ooh, inspect. What is this? Cut ties. Untied. Tied. No blood? What does this all mean? Rope. Okay, so apparently we're Sherlock. Some version of Sherlock here. Okay, so, but we've made a note. Rope on the tracks. Rope that is cut off here, but is also somewhat attached to that? Whatever this is. I kind of want to write that down. That looks like it might be important. One thing I know about game design is that you never write in clearly things that you don't have to, because that just takes up too much development time, and so maybe it's a red herring, but it also doesn't hurt to make a note of it. Okay, but let's keep going. Keeping our eyes out for things. Blood. Okay. What's up with this? Rest of the corpse? Oh, so someone was run over by a train car. Severed legs. Oh, shit. Where'd the rest of the body go? And so the body, after the legs had been run over by the train, was either dragged or crawled off in this direction. Okay, so let's follow this, I guess. Here it is. I'm going to suspect that he crawled by himself. Yeah, blood from the legs. Fractured skull? Ooh, not good. Cause of death, blood loss, or head trauma. We don't know. Oh. Okay. Should I just keep holding this? Not yet. Okay. We need more evidence first. Eroded by time, disturbed by third party. Possibly. Okay, we're gonna have to investigate this some more before we can go into our mystical magic land of grave skulls. But thank you guys for watching, and I will be seeing you in the next episode. This is already looking very interesting, so bye-bye. It's a dragon! It's a motherfucking dragon! Oh my god! Run for your lives! Big mistake. We're gonna become a roast of meat. Oh, I do love a good roast. The armor helps them cook very well. Oh, pork. Let's get out of here while we can. Thank you. Oh. Bam, sucker.